because yeah.
Okay. So yeah, about Shankara. So I did a presentation on Shankara, and my idea was that we have this concept in Western history that the philosophy of the time follows the material conditions, like the physical, political nature of the time. And it was basically using Shankara as an example where this is the complete opposite, where Shankara, despite being from the South, not speaking the dominant language, despite being young and somewhat poor, and also being a minority religiously, he revolutionized India's philosophy at that time. And I was talking about how these individual figures are necessary to disrupt preconceived notions, these paradigms that we have, these strongly held ideas. And Shankara is, I think, probably the best example of this in history. It's, I guess, a short version of what I was talking about.
Yep. So, Hem Bhai, let me explain a little bit what he's saying.
Yes.
For him, in Western philosophy, Western world, that time is the main concept. Like time has a spiritual meaning, like where the existing political and the environmental social condition dictate what's going to come. Whereas Sankara being an example, like he's one figure, one person single-handedly, despite being poor, coming from South India, from a very deprived minority set, he was able to revolutionize entire Indian philosophy and the social condition. So now Simon's point is this is interesting that Sankara was beyond time. He was able to influence time.
Yeah.
That is his point.
All right. Very good. Sankaracharya can be found in the Upanishad also. Sankaracharya's philosophy was basically in the Mandukya Upanishad. And Gaudapada wrote one Karika upon it, an explanation upon it, Mandukya Karika, where the concept of non-dualism was first posited. Mandukya Karika. And then it came to Gaudapada, the Acharya Gaudapada, and he got down to Govindapada, and from Govindapada, Sankaracharya took it. It is not really this Advaita Vedanta is not really the creation or the creation of Sankaracharya himself. Because of this Mandukya Karika, yes, Mandukya Karika of the Upanishad, then it came to Gaurada and then it landed down to Govindapada, and Sankaracharya was a disciple of Govindapada. And in that way, this Sankaracharya's concept of Advaitism
came up. Oh, we lost them. Oh, so I can actually now explain what Hem Bhai said. Hem Bhai said that Sankaracharya, even though it seems he did himself, but he came as a Guru Shishya tradition, as a part of the Guru Shishya tradition, and he was a disciple of Govindapada. Govindapada was a disciple of Gaudapada. Gaudapada.
Govindapada was disciple of Gaudapada.
Yeah.
From Sankhya Karika, this Madhurya Karika, this came to Gaudapada, and Gaudapada, from Gaudapada to Govindapada, and from Govindapada, Sankaracharya got it. This is the thing.
Yep.
And
Simon,
Sankaracharya explained it in a very scholarly manner, and he spread the message of Advaita Vedanta in the length and breadth of
having a
Yeah.
connection. Any question what Hem Bhai have said? I think I can actually add to this.
yes.
So
Yes, he had to argue with the scholars and defeated them and established this Advaita Vedanta non-dual philosophy.
Yeah.
So Simon,
Yes.
basically Hem Bhai Bab agree with you that he was able to, in a very difficult time in 8th century, he was able to actually spread the non-dualism in a Vedanta, which he received the teaching from Govindapada, and it originated from the Mandukya Upanishads.
Mandukya Karika. Mandukya Upanishad and Mandukya Karika.
Mandukya Karika.
Yes, Mandukya Karika. It came down.
Simon,
And then, yes, Gaudapada and Govindapada, then to Sankaracharya. And after him, after Sankaracharya, a host of scholars took it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
Yes.
interesting. I suppose we don't, everybody talks about Shankara, but we very rarely talk about Shankara's.
Because Sankaracharya was a very scholarly person, and he
Yeah.
was the first to do all these things. Therefore, his name came into prominence.
Yeah. Well, but there is, of course, the ideas do not start with Shankara, but as you say too, Shankara is important as the, as the kindling that catches the spark, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he's saying Hem Bhai Bab,
And
he's
because
saying
Sankaracharya was spreading the message of the Upanishad only. It is not a new thing. It was ingrained in the Upanishads. In different Upanishads, it was ingrained, and especially in the Mandukya Upanishad and in Mandukya Karika.
Yeah.
So Hem Bhai Bab, তেখেতে সাইমনে সেইটো কথাই কৈছে
Yes.
সাইমনে কৈছে যে তথাপি একেবাৰে খুব ডাঙৰ মানে কি সমস্যাৰ সময়ত মানে যি সময়ত ভাৰতবৰ্ষত অদ্বৈতবাদ নোহোৱা হৈ গৈছিল সেইখিনি আমাৰ শংকৰাচাৰ্য আহি গোটেইখিনি আকৌ ঠিক কৰিলে so he was trying to took this spark made a big fire, right Simon? That's the phrase. Yes. Now I would like to add here one thing. Maybe Simon and Hem Bhai Bab might have the answer. Is that
The thing is this, let Simon come here also, and we will sit together and discuss the thing, all the philosophies of India, and even the Western philosophy also, and we'll be very happy in discussing the things. We'll learn from him, and he will also know very new things.
I will soon. I hope to soon.
Because when you Pragya and other people you are becoming a group now to spearhead something very innovative, then you will have to come to India, and you will have to stay with us here in Santi Sadhana Ashram. We will be very happy as Ashramite, and then we will discuss the things in threadbare and in a very detailed way.
Yes, I hope to very soon, but I have
you are very young man. And you are very young man, and you seem to be a philosopher now.
Yeah, although.
Yes, your these long hairs and then beards and all
the beard.
Yes, all these things. You seem to be a philosopher, and you will be.
The beard does seem to be in India and in the West, seem to be a
Yes,
mark
yes.
of a philosopher.
One a very important thing, India thinks that a whole the world is ours and we are spreading all over the world. Everybody is ourselves. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You are the whole world is a family only. And you
Yeah,
are a member of the same big family, cosmological family.
yeah. Well,
This
it's the
is the
same.
message of the Upanishad. This is the message of the Upanishad and the Gita also.
Hmm.
We do not think that India alone is our home.
No, no.
All the world is our home. And all people are ours. This is the message of the Upanishad.
Hmm.
And another thing,
Brahma Satya.
yeah.
Yes, you see, what is the core line of Shankaracharya? Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Jiva Brahmaiva Naparam. Brahma is the truth, the great entity existence which is called Brahma. He is only truth. Jagan Mithya, this world, the apparent world we are seeing around us, is not real.
Maya.
And my Atma, my soul, and the divine soul Brahma, your soul and divine Brahma is not two, it is only one.
Yeah.
They have some question.
And yes, this is the main thing of Shankaracharya, Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. We are speaking of this world, this apparent world, material world. This is not reality. This is only in appearance only, but the real thing is this Brahma, and my soul, your soul, and Brahma has no difference. These are only one thing. There is nothing except Brahma. The apparent things are only the manifestation of the same Brahma.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean, the first part's quite logical. This is where I disagree, or this is where I suppose I disagree with you. I think I think the Atma, I think it's individual, but at the same time, it's like a point on a line. That point exists individually, but it's also part of the line. That's how I view the Atma. So I guess I
Yes.
differ a bit, but
Someone can elaborate more.
Ramanuja. Yes.
মই মানে চাইমনক কৈছো অকমান এক্সপ্লেইন কৰিবলৈ তেখেতে কিহত অসম্মত হৈছে Simon, explain a little bit more. What do you disagree?
Well, I suppose it's because when I meditate at least, or when I'm thinking, just walking around, I perceive, and my perception, from perception, you can inference that there's a perceiver. And if there's a perceiver, then the perceiver must exist in its own right. And things that are emergent, they don't exist in their own right. So the perceiver must exist, absolutely. Now, where does this perceiver come from? Well, it can only come from other perceivers, which is why I say the point on the line analogy. That makes sense.
Yeah, Hem Bhai, but what he's saying is that
Yes, I make the point. I understand the point. He says that there should be a perceiver to perceive something, to see something.
Yeah.
But you perceive through your eyes or your ear or your tongue or your nose or by your skin. These 5 things, the senses, you perceive through these.
Yeah.
But if there is no inner current, inner spirit, these are nothing. These will not work at all.
Very true.
Suppose yes, you are a very handsome boy now. If one day, if your inner spirit goes out, then your five senses will not perceive anything.
Yes,
It
I
is
agree.
not that my eyes that sees. It is not that my nose that smells, or the tongue that tastes, or the skin that feels, like this. Beyond something, some inner things are seeing through these. These are only instruments. I have my specs now with me, but specs does not see. I
Yeah.
see through the specs only. They are to help me. This spectacle is lifeless something. This is an instrument only.
Yes.
All these senses are activated by the inner spirit only. This inner spirit is no other than the soul itself,
Yeah.
the individual soul itself. The
Yeah, I agree.
individual soul and the universal soul, they are one and the same according to Sankara.
Yeah, I agree with you almost completely. This is what
Thank
you're
you.
saying
You
is
agree with me? I thank you.
almost completely. I have one caveat. I have one little disagreement,
I
but
said, all right. Yes, yes. Ask. You
um,
ask me.
yeah, my one disagreement is that I think that although the individual soul is part of a larger soul, I think it also has its own division, and this division is natural to it.
Is
Yes.
it division own distinction? That's what somebody mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Individual soul has own identity. That's that. I mean, basically, you're talking about like dualism in a Purusha Prakriti.
Well, sort of.
No, not Purusha Prakriti. You see, individual soul is not completely defined from the universal soul. As sun and the fire has no difference. Only difference is that this sun is a very big one and the fire here is small in its size. But the qualitatively it is not different. The sun and the fire, they are not different. In the same way, your individual soul is a fire, and the universal soul, that is Brahma, is the big sun.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with that. I think there's almost a sea, as in when you have the sea. I've heard the Buddhists will say that the individual is like the waves in the sea. I think the individual is like the particles in the sea. They're all part of the water, but they're also individually existent too. So I think we're in agreement actually, but I'm not sure.
Yes, the waves are part of the sea. And waves have no existence without the sea, without the ocean. These
Yeah.
are only the playing of the sea or the ocean with the help of the winds. And
Yeah.
the circling of the earth, these waves are created. Waves have no individual entity without the sea. The water of the waves and the water of the sea are the same, one and the same thing. One wave will merge, another will come out. And again it will merge in the sea itself only.
Yeah. So
Simon, did you understand The wave might have their own distinction, identity, but wave is a part of the sea.
Yeah.
This is only apparent. It is only this is only for seeing. It is very
Yes.
apparent only.
It's
The
not.
difference is very fictitious, and this difference has no entity of its own, because one wave will merge in the sea and the other will again come up.
Yeah,
This
I
is
understand.
the and this is the way of the sea or the ocean, and it is made by the revolution of the earth, at the same time the play of the winds. If there is no wind, there is no revolution in the earth, there will be no waves.
Yeah.
And this is a divine play only. This is only divine play.
Yeah. So my understanding is I agree with you mostly, as I say, but
Thank you.
I think because so what I would say is the wave it's emergent. The reason why we say the wave exists is not because it exists, it's because the water has taken a particular form that we consider to be a wave. But I do think the soul exists without interpretation, because again, we can perceive. Therefore, there must be perceiver. So I think it's more like the atoms, the particular particles of the ocean, rather than the waves of the ocean.
You see,
So
I
even
once I saw your finger raised. Your finger was raised one. I saw it. Who raised your fingers? Now it is 3 fingers I have seen. Who raised it?
I mean,
10.
yeah,
Who? Who has raised this? The body or something inner, spirit? Tell me.
both.
You have raised 10 fingers now in front of me, right? Who raised these 10 fingers to me? Is it Simon or somebody else than Simon?
I mean, I would think it
Simon
would
is a
be,
name. Simon is a name
yeah,
appended by somebody. Simon is not, the name Simon is not real. It is appended by somebody from
yeah,
outside.
yeah,
This can be changed also.
yeah. We call this in the
I
West
can say,
immersion.
I can give you the name Peter also,
Yeah,
not Simon, but Peter. And after having that, if you like it, then you will change this Simon, relinquish this Simon, you will take Peter. That means whatever I am giving or your parents gave to you, these are not real. These are outside things appended upon your soul now.
yes, I agree.
Likewise, now Simon is not rising. He is not doing the hairs clear. Yes, he is not doing. Somebody behind him is there, inside him is there.
Yeah,
Only because of that thing, he is doing this.
yeah, yeah. So then I guess I agree with that. Then I guess that brings up the question of Simon, my personality and these traits. These are contained within somebody else, right? But is the soul, the Atma, is that contained?
Hello,
I
your
don't-
personality is an image. It changes from time to time. Every moment it changes.
Why do you I disagree with I
Yes.
agree that the jiva, the spirit emerges, but I think the soul doesn't. I don't think that.
Yes, I tell you, when you were a child, young child, you were very cute and very beautiful, handsome one. Now also, because you are in age, you are handsome. But in my age, your disappearance will not be remaining. It will change. A thing which changes from moment to moment, from time to time, is not real.
Maya.
The unreal thing cannot occupy a place.
Yeah.
Unreal thing cannot move with thing. Movement can be done by the real thing only. That real thing is soul itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yes,
I
thank
think
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I think I mean, this is something that a lot of people miss in the West, especially. And I guess
Yes.
that's why I've gravitated somewhat towards Eastern philosophy.
Yes.
But
West has given us so many things. Science and scientific understanding, scientific discovery with atom bomb, and now these bombs which are killing people here and there.
yeah.
And this
Well,
is your West.
this
This
is
is your Western place.
it's not my West. It's I'm not taking ownership. But
But
it
we
is
people here, we are always thinking of love, kindness, sympathy, empathy, tenderness, giving, all these things.
well, if you can overlook
yes.
if you can overlook the faults of the West, we do have some love and kindness in us too.
You come here and you will see all these things here. And we are going to our saints and sadhus. They are spreading this message. And Jesus Christ was coming to India in his childhood days. The Magi, the journey of the Magi, the wise men from the east went to Jerusalem, and they were taking Jesus Christ, the apostle of love, to India, and he taught the lore of Sri Krishna here and sent back him, and he appeared in his 30th of years age up to 33,
Yes.
spreading the message of love in his own language, Hebrew language.
Yeah, I've heard many Indians claim that Jesus went to India, and there's a
And
decent amount of evidence.
this was told by the Western scholars, not by the Indians or Eastern scholars, but the Western scholars also now believe that he was coming here and he learned the message of love and then went back and he spread it there in 3 years.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he was crucified. He
if
was
you know,
crucified. At the same time, he resurrected and told it untold things.
if you know of Pythagoras, me and Bikol were writing an article about how Pythagoras, we think, traveled to India, which is an interesting argument there.
Yes. Good, all right. Again, you you collect some of your doubts, then we will discuss the thing, and I will write an article upon these, all the things you have already asked me, and send it to you and Bikul, Dr. Bikul Das.
All right.
If I put in the if I put in the paper, then it will be more clear to you.
So Hem Bhai is proposing or suggesting that this is a very good introductory meeting. Whatever you have question, you should write it down. We'll have further discussion, and then he and we all will write an article on it. so that
Yes,
it
yes,
becomes clear to you. Then you can
whatever
progress.
inhibition she has, whatever inhibition she has or doubt she has, he can send me in question way, and I will write it and send it to you and Simon both.
Yeah, so
And,
Simon, in that
Yes.
context, so Pragya would be the intermediary. Pragya, you can ask
Yes, good,
any
good,
question
good,
to
good.
Pragya.
Pragya is here.
I have already
Pragya
shared the Pragya. She's actually MBA. She's a very smart girl. She's working with us now. And then I have shared WhatsApp number.
yeah.
And so yeah, this is supposed to be a half-an-hour meeting, introduction meeting. So Pragya, you already heard the conversation. Simon has been
Yeah.
very much into Hindi philosophy. I am suggesting
Yeah.
him that he should come and spend at least a few months in ashram, see India.
Yeah.
He has a very caring mother and father. Mars is very nice. My collaborator, his dad, Kevin, actually is very,
He's son of Mercy.
you know Marcy, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcy's son. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Simon. Yeah,
nice.
great, Simon. So we end the meeting today.
Yeah. And you were okay if I edit this and put it?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yes, Simon.
Okay.
This should be a part of our medical humanities program anyway. So
Okay.
Mm.
I think a lot of people would be very glad to hear your thoughts.
Yes,
Anyway,
sure.
this is the introduction, and Hem Bhai Baba is very busy. He has
Okay.
another meeting now. So we will
Yeah.
reschedule our meeting. And Simon, you're very lucky because you're talking to a very eminent Vedic scholar.
yeah, I am very grateful for this. I really, really am. I was the last 2 days I was talking to all my friends saying I'm gonna get to talk to you know, which was
Our pleasure. We'll do another Zoom meeting soon. Then you can ask your doubts.
yes, I will formalize it a bit.
So
Anyway.
here, look at
Yes.
picture. Took it. I'll send the marshal. One more. Okay, progress ready? Someone ready?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'll
Okay,
get
then.
going.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Or good morning for
night.
you guys, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, good to us.
Bye, Simon.